From lightning-fast downloads to connecting entire cities, 5G is no longer a futuristic fantasy, it's here. It's the technology promising to revolutionize our world as we know it. Is 5G truly the groundbreaking technology it's touted to be? Or are there hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface? Today we're diving deep into the world of 5G, separating fact from fiction. The rise of 5G has sparked a heated debate, dividing opinions across the globe. On one hand, proponents hail it as the key to unlocking unprecedented technological advancement. But on the other hand, a growing chorus of critics is raising red flags, expressing concerns about potential health risks, privacy violations, and unforeseen consequences. They point to the lack of long-term studies on 5G's effects and question whether we're rushing headfirst into a technological experiment with unknown ramifications. It's time to cut through the noise and get to the heart of the matter. We'll be examining the science behind 5G, analyzing the claims made by both sides, and looking at what the studies really reveal. Our goal is to empower you, the viewer, with the knowledge to make informed decisions about your health, your privacy, and your future in a 5G world. We've all heard the term 5G thrown around like the latest tech magic trick. But what exactly is it? Simply put, 5G stands for fifth generation. It represents the next leap in cellular technology, promising faster speeds, greater capacity, and near-instantaneous data transfer. 5G, on the other hand, is like a superhighway with multiple lanes, capable of handling significantly more data at much higher speeds. This leap in capacity and speed is made possible by several key technological advancements which we'll delve into shortly. To grasp how 5G works, we need to talk about the electromagnetic spectrum. This spectrum encompasses all types of electromagnetic radiation, from radio waves that carry music to our radios to visible light that allows us to see the world around us. Each generation of wireless technology operates within a specific range of radio frequencies on this spectrum. 5G utilizes a higher frequency band than its predecessors, primarily in the millimeter wave range. These higher frequencies are key to 5G's increased speed and capacity. Higher frequencies come with shorter wavelengths. Shorter wavelengths mean that 5G signals don't travel as far and are more easily obstructed by physical barriers like buildings and trees. To address this limitation, 5G networks require a denser infrastructure of smaller cell towers, often referred to as small cells, strategically placed closer together to ensure consistent coverage. This brings us to the potential downsides and concerns surrounding 5G, which are intricately linked to these higher frequencies and denser infrastructure. Are these high-frequency waves safe for prolonged exposure? And what are the implications of having significantly more cell towers transmitting these signals in our communities? Beyond the technical jargon and scientific debates, 5G represents a fundamental shift in how we connect with the world around us. It's about creating a future where high-speed internet is not a luxury, but a utility, accessible to everyone, everywhere. Imagine a world where geographical barriers to education and opportunity crumble, where students in remote villages can access the same high-quality online learning resources as those in bustling cities. This is the promise of 5G, to empower individuals, bridge divides, and unlock human potential on an unprecedented scale. And it's not just about faster downloads and smoother streaming, it's about transforming industries and revolutionizing the way we live, work, and interact with each other. One of the most talked about applications of 5G is the development of smart cities. Imagine a city where traffic flows seamlessly, guided by real-time data and intelligent algorithms, where sensors monitor air quality, optimize waste management, and even detect potential infrastructure issues before they become major problems. 5G's high speed and low latency enable near-instantaneous communication between devices, making these smart city solutions possible. Autonomous vehicles can communicate with each other and with traffic management systems to prevent accidents and optimize traffic flow. Sensors can relay critical information to city officials in real time, enabling proactive responses to emergencies and more efficient resource allocation. Beyond these practical applications, 5G also promises to enhance our quality of life in countless ways. Perhaps one of the most exciting and potentially life-altering applications of 5G lies in the field of healthcare. With its ability to transmit vast amounts of data with minimal lag, 5G is poised to revolutionize telemedicine, remote patient monitoring, and even surgical procedures. Imagine a world where specialists can perform intricate surgeries remotely, guiding robotic arms with incredible precision, regardless of their physical location. Where patients in rural areas can consult with top doctors via high-definition video conferencing, receiving the same level of care as those living in major cities. 5G also enables real-time monitoring of patients' vital signs, allowing for early detection of potential health issues and more personalized interventions. The potential of 5G is undeniable. But as with any transformative technology, it's crucial to acknowledge and address the concerns surrounding its deployment. One of the most pressing concerns revolves around the potential health effects of prolonged exposure to radio frequency radiation emitted by 5G devices and infrastructure. While RF radiation is all around us, from Wi-Fi routers to microwave ovens, the higher frequencies used by 5G and the significantly denser network of transmitters have raised questions about potential long-term health risks. Beyond health concerns, there are also valid anxieties about the cybersecurity implications of a hyper-connected world powered by 5G. With billions of devices exchanging data at unprecedented speeds, the potential attack surface for hackers and cybercriminals expands exponentially. This raises critical questions about data security, privacy, and the potential for widespread disruption. Let's address the elephant in the room: the health concerns surrounding 5G. The internet is awash with alarming claims about the dangers of RF radiation, linking it to everything from cancer to infertility. But what does the scientific evidence actually say? It's crucial to understand that RF radiation is non-ionizing, meaning it lacks the energy to break chemical bonds in DNA, which is how X-rays and gamma rays can cause cancer. Decades of research on RF radiation from cell phones and other devices have yielded mixed results, with no conclusive evidence of adverse health effects at typical exposure levels. However, it's important to note that most of these studies have focused on the lower frequencies used by previous generations of mobile networks. The long-term effects of prolonged exposure to the higher frequencies used by 5G, particularly millimeter waves, are still being investigated. Beyond the health debate, the cybersecurity risks posed by 5G are very real and demand serious attention. As our world becomes increasingly reliant on interconnected devices from smart homes to self-driving cars, the potential consequences of a cyber attack become more severe. 5G's increased speed and bandwidth could enable more sophisticated and large-scale cyber attacks. Hackers could exploit vulnerabilities in IoT devices to gain access to sensitive data, disrupt critical infrastructure, or even take control of autonomous vehicles. The sheer number of connected devices also poses a challenge. Securing billions of devices, each with its own potential vulnerabilities, is a monumental task. This highlights the need for robust security protocols, regular software updates, and increased awareness among users about the importance of cybersecurity hygiene. The convenience and transformative potential of 5G come at a cost: an increased environmental footprint. From the mining of rare earth minerals used in electronic devices to the energy required to power vast data centers, our insatiable appetite for connectivity is taking a toll on the planet. The deployment of millions of small cell towers worldwide raises concerns about electromagnetic pollution and its potential impact on wildlife, particularly birds and insects. The production and disposal of 5G devices contribute to the growing problem of electronic waste, which often ends up in landfills, leaching harmful toxins into the environment. Moreover, 5G's increased data speeds and capacity could lead to a surge in energy consumption. Data centers, which already account for a significant portion of global electricity use, will require even more energy to handle the massive amounts of data generated by 5G networks. It's crucial that we adopt a more sustainable approach to 5G deployment. When it comes to assessing the safety and potential risks of any new technology, rigorous scientific research is paramount. So, what does the existing body of research on 5G actually tell us? Numerous studies have been conducted on the biological effects of RF radiation, including the higher frequencies used by 5G. However, the results have been far from conclusive. Some studies, often funded by the telecommunications industry, have found no adverse health effects associated with 5G exposure levels within established safety limits. These studies typically emphasize the short-term nature of their findings, often exposing cells or animals to 5G signals for limited durations. However, critics argue that these industry-funded studies often fail to consider the potential long-term, Cumulative effects of low-level RF exposure. One of the key challenges in assessing the potential health risks of 5G is the lack of long-term studies on human populations. 5G is a relatively new technology and it takes time, often decades, for the potential health effects of any environmental exposure to become fully evident. Most of the existing research on RF radiation has focused on the lower frequencies used by previous generations of mobile networks. While some studies have investigated the effects of millimeter waves, the specific frequencies used by 5G, these studies are often limited in scope and duration. Furthermore, many studies fail to account for the potential combined effects of 5G exposure with other environmental factors. The reality is that there are still many unknowns surrounding the potential long-term health effects of 5G exposure. Whenever examining scientific research, it's essential to consider the source of funding and any potential conflicts of interest that might influence the study's design, conduct, or interpretation of results. This is particularly crucial when it comes to research on potentially controversial topics like 5G. A significant portion of 5G research is funded by the telecommunications industry, which has a vested interest in demonstrating the safety of its technology. While this doesn't necessarily invalidate the findings of these studies, it's crucial to approach them with a critical eye and consider whether the study design and interpretation of results might be biased in favor of the industry's interests. Conversely, some studies highlighting the potential risks of 5G might be funded by organizations with pre-existing agendas against wireless technology. Ultimately, the most reliable scientific evidence comes from independent, peer-reviewed research conducted by scientists with no financial or other ties to the telecommunications industry. Section 1. 5G, Navigating the Uncharted Waters of Technology. We're on the brink of a technological revolution with 5G, promising unprecedented connectivity and smart cities. Yet this uncharted territory brings shadows and uncertainties, from health concerns to cybersecurity risks. The environmental impact and e-waste also cast long shadows over our aspirations. 5G is a tapestry of immense potential and undeniable risks, demanding careful consideration. Section 2. The importance of informed choice in a 5G world. In this rapidly evolving technological landscape, knowledge is our most valuable tool. It's about making informed choices that align with our values and safeguard our future. Engage in open conversations, demand transparency, and support independent research. Hold companies accountable for sustainable practices and responsible e-waste management. Cultivate skepticism towards marketing hype, prioritizing health and privacy. The future of 5G is a narrative we write through our choices and awareness. Let's ensure technology serves humanity, not the other way around. Section 1. Your voice, your future, shaping the 5G landscape. The 5G revolution is here, but it's not a spectator sport. The choices we make today, as individuals, as communities, as a global society, will determine the course of this technological tide. Will it lift us towards a future of shared prosperity and well-being, or will it exacerbate existing inequalities and usher in unforeseen consequences? The power to shape the 5G landscape lies in our hands. It starts with staying informed, educating ourselves about the potential benefits and risks, and engaging in thoughtful dialogue with our families, friends, and communities. Don't shy away from asking tough questions, challenging industry claims, and demanding transparency from those in power. Support independent scientific research that can provide unbiased answers about the long-term health and environmental impacts of 5G. Advocate for responsible deployment strategies that prioritize public health, data security, and environmental sustainability over corporate profits and technological expediency. The future of 5G is not a foregone conclusion, it's a story still being written. Let's ensure our voices are heard, our values are reflected, and our collective vision for a just and sustainable future guides the way.